Hey guys, it's Scott Fauble here at the Marathon Project with Paige Wood. Paige, second marathon as a mother.
Yes.
I'm wondering how your training has changed from before you were a mom to after a mom, now that you've got a 2-year-old Nolan.
Yeah. I think initially it was just a lot of patience, right? Like, it took a long time for me to get back up to being able to run 100 miles a week and feel good and confident doing that. Honestly, it probably took like a year and a half for me to get back to that place. So fortunately, I had HOKA's support to take my time, and we prioritized not getting injured and just listening to my body. But yeah, I think I finally got to a place where I have been able to get back up to running 100, 110 miles a week, and my body feels strong and yeah, good doing that.
That's awesome, and I'm asking a little bit like selfishly because I have an 11-month-old, and I'm
okay.
like, how do you do two things at once? Like, it takes so much time. So I'm wondering, and he's kind of always in the back of your head. I'm wondering if you were going to be thinking about Nolan in the race, or if you're kind of compartmentalized, like in race, like I'm a killer, I'm a racer, or if you will be kind of like drawing off that in the race.
I'll definitely be thinking about him and my husband, and yeah, I think that definitely fuels me and motivates me, and especially just like everything my husband does as well to support me. Like, there's so much gratitude I have for him, and they'll be out there on the course, which is really awesome. Nolan was not at the last marathon I did, so this will be his first time out there, and good luck to my husband wrangling him because he's running all over the place these days, but it'll be really fun having them out there, and yeah, they'll be on my mind quite a bit.
Cool, and you mentioned running with gratitude. Is that something that you have a way of cultivating? Like, do you have a mantra, or is it like something that you just sort of have in the back of your head, or is it something you have to kind of remind yourself of as the race gets harder?
I think, yeah, more so the further into the race I get, I feel like those last 5 to 10K is always when, things can get pretty dark, and I have to, call on those things, think about the people who mean the most to me, all the people who've gotten me to the starting line. Yeah.
And so I guess I'm interested in why you chose to be here at the Marathon Project. Obviously, it's a fast course, but you could have chosen to go to Berlin. You could have chosen to go to, Chicago or run CIM. Like, what drew you to this particular event?
Yeah, so my last marathon was Grandma's back in June. So some of the Berlin, Chicago would have been a pretty quick turnaround. We considered Valencia, but we were kind of like, this is just as great of an opportunity, and it's in our backyard. Why travel halfway across the globe when we can do it here in Arizona? Yeah. And I had such a great experience here in 2020, so knew it would be good.
Yeah, awesome. No, that all makes a ton of sense. You've been training under Jack Mullaney, and I'm curious, sort of like, I know Jack a little bit, but I'm curious, like, he's obviously an awesome coach, and I'm wondering kind of what about Jack makes you feel really prepared for this race, and just generally as a professional athlete?
Sure, yeah. I feel like Jack is very level-headed, and he is pretty nerdy. So I feel like I can trust that he's looking into all the new training, fueling, everything. He's taking it all into consideration, and puts a lot of thought into our training and workouts, and so I have a lot of trust in what we're doing. And then, I feel like, is very honest with us, and so when he says, I think you can do this workout, and, completing that workout means you can do this, I really trust that.
That's great. I'm interested in your kind of strategy leading into this race, where, you've run other marathons where you probably have to be kind of thinking all the time. You mentioned Grandma's, which, it's a fast course, but you have to run it right. Mm-hmm. This is a course where a race particular, where you really have to turn your brain off, you really have to let the pacers pull you. I'm wondering what kind of tweaks you've done in practice to kind of practice shutting your brain off and practice being as calm and patient as possible in the race.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that the first, 18 miles or so that we have pacers will actually be a little easier than some of the stuff I've done, because I have been solo for a majority of this build. So I feel like I have learned to really just lock in and turn the brain off and focus on my effort. And I think having Ahmed and Bob, who are teammates, that'll be really unique, and I have a lot of trust in them. But I think hopefully those, at least the first half, should feel really easy, because I really haven't had pacers or anyone to work with this build. So I think it should be a little easier, you know, being able to actually turn my brain off for a change.
Yeah. So you've been training mostly alone this build, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. You ran a couple races with a teammate though. Like you ran, not Philly, you ran the 10 mile, right?
I did Philly and the 10 mile.
Philly and the 10 mile,
Yes.
like with a teammate, correct?
With Tyler.
Great. Mercy?
Oh, Mercy did the 10 mile,
10 mile,
and not
okay.
Philly.
Gotcha.
Yes.
At the 10 mile, like obviously Mercy's really good as well, but you're kind of getting ready for the marathon. You're sort of at different places in your build. Like, how do you kind of keep yourself centered in terms of, hey, like I'm doing the right stuff. Like, the 10 mile isn't my 100% priority. It's awesome to go rip a race and a build up, but kind of keep the main thing, even when you're doing those sort of other races.
Yeah, Mercy, I feel like I love working out with her. She's just a really good communicator, and she, I don't know, I feel like it's rare to find someone who doesn't want to just like hit things hard,
Sure.
like from the start. Like,
Yeah.
she's very willing to like stay relaxed and like be like, okay, like, yeah, like for sure we can at least do the first half of this together.
Yeah.
And so she's awesome. Yeah, she's really willing to, even if she has to hold herself back sometimes, to work with me as much as she can. And then like Jack will give her the green light, and some days I'm able to go with her and other days I'm not, and that's fine. I know I'm, you know, doing what I need to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall I think Mercy's been huge.
Cool.
Yeah, to be able to train with, and she's obviously incredibly talented. Yeah.
Yeah, and awesome. It's great to have someone so good to train with. Our last question here. I'm wondering what your, what's kind of like once the Pacers drop off, like what's kind of your switch that you're gonna flip, like to go from I'm just chilling, I'm just behind someone to oh no, like now we're racing, now it's Killer Paige. Like, what's that switch you're gonna flip? Can you take us under the hood there?
Yeah, I think at first it's just going to be kind of analyzing like, okay, how am I feeling? Like, do I feel like this is where I need to just try to maintain right now? And that's going to be challenging enough, or is it like, oh no, I feel pretty good and like I want to see how much I can press? And also it'll depend, of course, on are there other people around? Can I read into how they're feeling? Like, do I feel like it's a good time to try to make a move? Like, does it seem like they're fatiguing and it would be a good time to press? Or does it seem like they're still fresh and maybe I should wait and see how things go? So I feel like there's a lot of factors, but it'll be just kind of like when the Pacers drop off, really analyzing what's going on with myself and others around me.
Sure, and one last question to follow up on that is like, let's say 18 miles in, Pacers drop off, you're going through a rough patch, but someone else in the group makes a move.
Mm-hmm.
What's going through your head in terms of like, I need to cover this, I don't feel good, but I need to cover this. How do you get yourself to cover a move when you aren't necessarily feeling the best?
I think it's just like calling maybe on like past times of like when you've had to do difficult things and being like, I need to go now, because it's like, it's very unusual when you don't cover those moves right that you get them later down the line. It's like you just have to make that decision in the moment to go. So I think there's previous races, previous workouts where it's like I've been in those places where you don't feel great and have had to do it, and just drawing on that as confidence of like, no, I can do this. Yeah,
and hopefully you get to see Nolan and your husband. They're just right down the road there. So
totally.
And that you can draw a little bit off of that.
Absolutely.
Well, awesome. Thanks so much, Paige. Appreciate your making time for us. Have a great race this weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah.